and welcome to our very first episode of What's Cooking at Vince and Joe's. I'm your host, Katie Shimatero, and today we're here with Chef Neil, who will be grilling some fabulous foods for us for outdoor and backyard parties. Welcome, Chef Neil.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
We're excited to have you here. So, can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be cooking today?
Well, what we're going to do is people always come into the store all the time and they're saying, you know, how do I cook this? How do I grill this? How do we do this? What should I season this with? So, you know, I decided to grab some great summer items. We're doing a Sunday, do some grilling. And everything here is going to be real easy seasoned because when you come to Vince and Joe's, you're buying fresh ingredients. And when they're fresh like that, you don't need to do a lot of things to it. You know, a little bit of salt, a little bit of spice, a little bit of great extra virgin olive oil. The best dish ever.
Wonderful.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some great grilled vegetables. And we're going to do some steamed vegetables on the grill. And it's very easy. What we're going to do, any kind of white wine, put a little bit of, and again, less is better. A little white wine. A little bit of salt. And what I do is I got a little salt and pepper mix inside here too. We're going to do a little bit of garlic. Okay. And just a dabble extra virgin. Now the reason I just want to use a little extra virgin right now for flavor, later on I'll put a little bit more on because it ends up doing is kind of gets the things too mushy. Now if you see what I did here too, I took the seeds out because the seeds create a lot of water and ends up making stuff really, really too soft. So you're going to close out the pouch, a little bit of tin foil, like so.
Now what vegetables can people use? Any that they want, or there's some that pair better together?
You can use any vegetable. Anything that grows together goes together. Anything in the summer, pick it, chop it up, throw it inside. You can't screw it up.
Great.
Promise. So nice and tight. What I did is I did a double lined tin foil. About this big, full of twice, and put it together. So we're going to start this. We're going to put this on the side of the grill, and we're going to cook a couple other things.
Wonderful. How long typically should people be leaving that on?
If you do medium-high heat, you talk about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's basically going to steam itself out.
So it can sit while you move on to other stuff?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And we'll do something else too here. I got some great portobello mushrooms. Now what I did here is I ended up taking out the gills. Again, gills hold all the water inside of it. You want to take it out, helps them kind of come a little crisp. So, and I'll show you how to take one out too. So we're going to put these on. And you notice I'm not using any extra virgin olive oil on top. We're going to cook them, and then we're going to season them with some fresh extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of garlic. But in the meantime, too, I want to show you one thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your spoon, and you're just going to take it out just like that. And it's going to fall right out. That's it. Holds a lot of water.
Okay, easy enough.
And then we're going to put a little bit of salt on top, a little salt and pepper. S&P everything. Everything always needs a little bit of salt and pepper. Brings out the flavor. You don't need a lot, but you need a little bit.
All right, so talk about some of the meats you have here today.
Well, right here we got a porterhouse, and people always want to know the difference between T-bone, porterhouse. They say, Chef, they're almost the same. You know, it comes from the same loin, the way it's cut. The difference is this little guy right here. It's the fillet. About the first 5 or 6 cuts or so, the fillet comes a lot bigger. And then as you get down, it becomes a T-bone. Okay? And again, I live by these, you know, these ingredients right here too. These ingredients, I'm going to tell you, they go on everything almost perfectly. Especially when you're buying fresh ingredients. You don't need to do a lot. So, we're going to put a little bit extra virgin olive oil on top. And you can, people can use, I mean, you can use, some people want to put soy sauce and they want to make things Asian in flavor. That's great. I mean, that's all fine and everything, but you know, you spend the money and you're buying some great quality ingredients. Again, you don't need to do too much. We got some fresh thyme here. Fresh thyme is my secret for so many different things. Fresh herbs, fresh thyme, some fresh garlic.
What about trimming fat on steak or filet? Is that...
Okay, well...
Do you do that? Do you not do that?
When you buy from the butcher's going to trim it up. But the fat you see inside is all the marbling fat. That fat's all good.
Okay.
Okay, that fat will melt. It's not that chewy one that you get and you got to cut it off and stuff. This stuff's all good and healthy for you. It'll melt off. That's where all the flavor is. When you don't have a lot of marbling, that's when you're getting a lot of tough meats.
Okay.
You get a lot of more tough meats. So we'll smear this on here. And what you do on one side, you got to do on the other side.
For people that are at home watching this that wouldn't really consider themselves chefs or cooks, is grilling typically easy? for people?
Yeah, grilling's easy. You know what I tell everybody? It's like, how do I know when it's done? I don't know how to grill. It's like anything else, you gotta practice. So it's gonna take a couple. You're gonna get on the grill maybe once or twice, you're gonna burn a couple things. It's okay, it's okay. That's the only way you're gonna learn is by, you know, burning a couple things, and then you're gonna make a couple great things. You say, listen, that's the way I gotta do it.
Great. So
right.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, and that's with anything, especially cooking. Of course, it's a little easy for me because I do it every day, so there's all my practice. All right, I'm going through another thing with the grill too. Everything works great when you have a nice hot grill and clean.
Okay.
People always, oh, it's sticky, it's sticky, it's sticky. It's because people do put the ingredients on the grill. It's too cold, you know, or it's not a clean grill, so it ends up sticking a lot. So we'll do.
So what's the temperature you're setting this at for this steak?
It's got about a medium-high heat for everything. Everything's good cooked at a medium-high heat. So you're seeing it's gonna start cooking. Let it keep on going. Let it keep on going down. It's gonna start getting smaller. All right. And again, you see everything I did here. Super easy, super easy. We got some awesome kebabs. What's great about the kebabs here too, you know, we don't cut the meat too big, cooks nice and evenly, and it already comes marinated. Now if you don't want to buy the ones that are marinated, you can do same thing, season it up yourself.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay? Another easy, quick thing.
And what do you recommend for seasoning kebabs? Italian dressing?
Favorite, honestly, my favorite for kebab, I love Italian dressing. I love Italian dressing on the kebabs. But you can do my little blend here with some thyme, some garlic. You can put a fresh oregano if you want to add that to it, some extra virgin olive oil, and you're good to go.
Wonderful. And with kebabs, is it just chicken? Can you do steak? Can you do seafood?
Yeah, for sure. We have chicken kebabs here. We have the beef kebabs. We have tenderloin kebabs. You can make fish kebabs. You know what? My favorite fish kebab would be swordfish. Makes it excellent. It's nice firm fish. Yep. It stays in the kebab beautifully.
Yeah, it sounds excellent.
Here's another fun thing people like to cook in the summertime: chicken quarters. All right. So chicken quarter's got the thigh and it's got the leg all connected together. Okay. All right. Now one thing people like to do is they tend to put it on the grill and then they want to put the barbecue sauce on it right away, right?
Yeah.
Burns. So what you got to do is we're gonna season it up a little bit, like anything. A little bit of thyme. We're gonna put a little olive oil on here. Remember, what you do on one side, you gotta do on the other side. Okay.
So you're really seasoning these, marinating these right before you put them on the grill. Is that the way to do it? I know sometimes people marinate things overnight, or does that give better flavor?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do overnight, for sure. There's certain things you can't do overnight. Let's say you were going to do some fish. Fish is something you want to do for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, because a lot of times you end up adding some lemon juice. And the lemon juice ends up like cooking the meat. So what happens is it kind of gets a little mushy and really too soft and too firm. You know, like ceviche is like one of those things. Shrimp is like one of those things that if you cook it in lime juice too much and then you go to barbecue, it kind of gets ruined. You'll ruin it. So you want to marinate fish 45 minutes, hour tops, and the meats for sure you can do them all overnight. Okay. No problem at all.
Wonderful.
So let's go this one here.
Now it looks like we have some corn over here. Is this a good? Is corn one of the best pairings for a barbecue, for a cookout?
Everybody loves American corn.
Yeah.
But I got a cool trick with the corn. You know what I do? A lot of people like to put it in the husk, they soak it in the water, then they put it on the barbecue, right? Then they got to pull it off, then they put it back on the barbecue to kind of get it all nice and brown.
Yes.
I got a cool little trick. You know what I do? I'll boil the corn for maybe 2 minutes. So it's kind of cooked a little bit. Then what I do is I put it on the grill, because it's really hard to kind of cook the corn when it's all the way through, when it's all the way raw on the grill. Because you end up burning the outside before the inside gets all the way cooked. So you kind of par-steamed it a little bit, kind of par-boiled it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it on top. And all those nice sugars will get all nice and caramelized. You get that nice sweet corn when you're all done. So it's phenomenal that way. All right, let's go check our, what we got over here. We're going to flip these around. They're doing good. All right. Vincent Joe's famous sausage. This is wine and cheese. It's one of my favorites to die for.
Yeah, that
Make it here at the store, fresh daily. Another easy barbecue thing. Nothing to do. Just throw it on top. Already seasoned, already ready to go.
Wonderful.
Let's see what we got here. So let's check this out we got going on over here. Now when you get a piece that's, you know, big like this, you might want to start putting it like in some colder spots. You got to cook it nice and slow because it's a thick piece.
Okay.
And remember, when you're cooking it, chicken's one of those things you got to get to it's the highest temperature, 165. And you kind of say, well, how do I know it's 165? Well, unless you have a thermometer, it's really hard to tell that it's 165. So you're going to cook it, and the best way to check it is you're going to cut it right here in the middle. Okay? And then you're going to be able to check it there.
Oh, okay.
And when the juices start to run clear, you know you're pretty much in the safe. Okay?
Great. So what would your best piece of advice for a first-time griller be?
Grill one thing at a time. If you start to grill too many things at a time, you're going to have a lot of fires maybe.
Yeah.
Unless you're really brave.
Very true.
All right?
That's some good advice.
Now, if you look over here, I'll show you some. See what we got here? We have some nice grill marks. Everybody always wants to, oh, you got to be professional to do the grill marks.
Yeah.
It's a quarter turn. That's all you got to remember, a quarter turn. So you got it straight, right?
Yep.
And all you're going to do, you're going to make a quarter turn. That's it. Quarter turn. You're professional now.
That is good to know. Everyone does like those grill marks.
So we're going to let these cook a little bit. We'll talk about what we got here. You know, all these kind of things. We've got some potatoes. You can cook the potatoes on the grill if you'd like to. Put them inside some tin foil. Throw them on the grill. Do that first. You know, keep them covered. Maybe do that an hour and a half out. Hour and a half, because on the grill it's going to take quite a bit longer.
Yep.
Our kebab. We got our chicken quarter here. Got some awesome sweet potatoes. And we got our salmon. Our salmon's our last thing, but we're going to let this cook a little bit first.
Wonderful. Let's talk about some sides. What are some good side dishes that can be made with these items?
Well, what do we got going on here today? Well, let's look what we got over here. Look at this is a lot of great summer garden items. We got some asparagus. One of the most easiest things. You know what? We can even cook some. Let's cook some of this. We can take some of this out. We can put some of these on the grill. And I'll show you how to do these too. Look how much. See, they're a little thick down here, right? It's a little more fibrous. When they crack, they're ready.
Oh.
That's all you got to do. So, where they break, oh, there you go, oh, there you go. Throw those to the side. Let's throw them on the grill. And turn these a little bit. Put it back here. Now, when you get when you get a little bit, this is good. That's good flavor. You know, it's not burnt. It's a little caramelized, a little crispy. That adds a lot of flavor. So don't be scared to, make it nice and crispy.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Chef Neil and some more delicious food.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Steinhurst. My husband and I are owners of Steiny's Tavern. We're located on the northwest corner of 25 Mile and Shelby Road. We offer a unique dining experience from our restaurant to our off-site catering. Everything we make is from scratch. We utilize Michigan-made products whenever possible. We're open 7 days a week. We offer daily lunch and dinner specials, and we carry the most craft beers on draft in all of Macomb County. So plan on coming out to Steiny's Tavern, where you come for the food and stay for the party.
Hi, this is Dr. Antelek at the Gentle Dentist. If you or a loved one has had a bad experience at the dentist, then we can help you. We articulate this best with our mission statement, which is, we use our God-given talents and abilities to serve all with Christ-like compassion by listening to their needs first and then delivering uncompromised care with respect and integrity. So if your smile isn't becoming to you, then you should be coming to us.
Come enjoy some pizza pie at American Pie Pizza Buffet. Dig into an all-you-can-eat pizza, salad, and dessert buffet. Pick from over 30 different specialty pizzas, including the famous barbecue chicken and BLT. This family-friendly establishment is the perfect place to host a party or fundraiser, challenge a friend to a game, and now at American Pie, we are serving a wide selection of beer and wine. Dine in or purchase your favorite pizza to go. You can't miss out on our exceptionally low price. Located at the southwest corner of 22 and Shaner. American Pie.
Experience it.
Welcome back to What's Cooking at Vincent Joe's. I'm here with Chef Neil, who has just grilled up some steak, chicken, vegetables, you name it, and we're about to taste the final product.
Alrighty, let's check it out here. Alright, so here's our pouch of vegetables. Look at that, nice and steamed. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to put a little bit of parsley on top of it. All right. You know what I got here? I got a little secret weapon. Okay, I got a little bit of pesto. That's a homemade pesto we make here at Vincent Joe's. This is an easy trick. Look at that. You put it right on top. Season it all up.
So what is entailed in the pesto?
In the
How do
pesto,
you make
it's got basil, it's got extra virgin olive oil, it's got pine nuts, it's got Parmesan cheese, all mixed up and ready to go. Salt and pepper, of course, and garlic.
That sounds great.
All right. So we got our steak here. Look at this thing, all nice. Look at it. We're chefs now because we got the little X.
Yes.
All right. We can do the same thing here too with these. We put a little bit of pesto on there. And you can do, of course, you can do anything you want. I mean, you can mix some extra virgin olive oil, you know, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can put that on when you're done. But I thought this is kind of cool to show everybody. Not everybody thinks about, you know, maybe seasoning it up with some pesto when you're all done.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut you off a little piece there. We'll get you nice pieces of filet.
Ooh, I love filet.
Go ahead. Get a bite. Easy, huh? Can't beat it. You got our vegetables and everything going on. We got a little bit of pesto and ready to roll.
Welcome back to What's Cooking at Vincent Joe's. I'm here with award-winning sommelier Ted Ross. Thanks for being here, Ted.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about some of the wines and beers that you brought today.
Well, I think the theme today on this table is versatility, and this is a really, really fun time for me. The warm weather hits, and the drinks that we serve at our events just get really fun and refreshing. We put away those heavy reds and get into some more food-friendly, easy drinking kind of styles of beer and wine. So I brought a style of beer that's very near and dear to my heart, but with a few different interpretations from different regions of the world. These are beers that are all brewed with wheat instead of malted barley, so that's the fermentable where we're going to get our alcohol from. So these are all wheat beers, and they're made in different styles. So I have a American interpretation, which would be Bell's Oberon, probably Michigan's quintessential summer craft beer for the last 15 years or so. This is brewed outside of Kalamazoo. Big differentiation from the American style of wheat beers is the a little bit more liberal use of hops, which are the natural bittering agent in beer that balance out the sweet maltiness that the wheat provides. We also have a Belgian interpretation right here, Wittekirk. This is from Flanders. Main differentiation with the Belgian style is the Belgians like to get a little creative with their beers and add fruits and things like that. So this is brewed with a little coriander and a little bit of bitter orange peel.
Wonderful.
Super refreshing, really nice. And then probably my favorite style, the German Hefeweizen. We have a Hofbrau and we have an Erdinger. The Germans brew according to the Reinheitsgebot, which is a German purity brewing act back from the 16th century. And they do not use any fruit. They're not permitted to do that. What they do is just provide a nice, clean, crisp, refreshing style of beer that is perfect on a day like today.
Ted, I'm not a beer drinker, so what would you recommend for someone that doesn't really drink beer, maybe wants to get used to the taste or start drinking beer?
I think you know this is what we're looking at right here. I mean, if we want to break down the wheat category itself, I think that the Belgian or the American interpretation is a great place to start, especially the Belgian wheat beer, because of the addition of the coriander and orange. It provides a little bit of a fruity character that might be more appealing to a novice beer drinker.
Oh, okay.
But these are all super easy to drink. They're very consumable. I refer to these dearly as my patio pounders. You know, these are something that you can go out and drink lots of while you're getting ready for your party, while you're cooking, while you're entertaining. That's the idea behind them.
Okay.
Drinkability, stay refreshed, stay hydrated.
Wonderful.
So.
Now, I love wine, so let's move on to the wine that you
Sounds
brought.
good, sounds good. Well, we'll start with the rosé. Rosé in the United States, is experiencing a huge revival right now and is extremely popular. A few places to look for good rosé are the south of France, central Italy. We're doing some nice work in northern Michigan, California as well. This is the hot ticket right now. This is Chateau Miraval. This is a chateau that is owned by Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. It was just released in the United States, and they're really doing a great job with it. They've sunk millions of dollars into redoing this historic chateau. They've hired Mark Perrin, who's from Perrin Heritage in the Rhone Valley, a little north of Provence. His family's been making wine there for thousands of years, and they're fantastic producers. This is rosé made out of predominantly Cinsault, which is a French varietal, with a little Syrah as well.
Wonderful.
And then I would probably go into the Patient Cotat, which is a 100% Sauvignon Blanc white wine from the Loire Valley. So we're a little further north in central France now. They refer to this wine as Les Grands Cailloux, which literally translates to the Grand Stone. And what they're referring to there, as you can see on the label, this flint arrowhead, this area is heavily dominated by silex or flint soils, which produce a very elegant mineral-driven style of Sauvignon Blanc and also provide a little bit of a smokiness on the nose. So it's just a really, really nice, refreshing wine, totally dry, crisp, citrusy, and very refreshing. It's great.
Wonderful. Now this center one, this is what we have here today.
This is what we're drinking right here. Yes, this is made by a very gifted gentleman in the Mendoza Valley of Argentina. His name is Ernesto Catena. The wine specifically comes from it's delicious, isn't it?
Yes.
Specifically comes from a region a little in the northern part of the Mendoza Valley called the Yuco Valley. These grapes are grown at about 4,000 feet elevation in the foothills of the Andes Mountains. That elevation not only provides very intense sunlight, which is important for this grape varietal in ripening, but also diurnals, which are temperature shifts between day and night, which provide acidity, which is very important for Malbec. A lot of times people have problems with Malbec because they're too overblown, they're too fruity, and then people will describe them almost as flabby because there's no structure, no acidity to them. This is the best of both worlds. You get the acidity, but you also get all that fruit, and it's super food friendly. I'm staring at this cut of beef right now. One thing I should throw in is if you're ever in doubt about what wine to pair with whatever cuisine you're having, pair regionally. The Argentines eat more beef than anyone in the world, as far as I'm concerned, and it's no accident that their red wines reflect that. They pair perfectly with beef. So, just like you're having pizza, get something Italian. Go with Chianti, something tomato-based. It's not a mistake that those wines and those foods work really well together.
Very interesting.
So good rule of thumb there.
Yeah, and you said that these beers and wines are very versatile. Can you kind of intermix them with all this food? Do some pair better with others?
Yeah, well, obviously the richness of this Malbec, it needs richer meat to go with it. So whether it's beef, whether it's lamb, heavily seasoned pork, something with smoke, something with a sweeter barbecue sauce, all work really well with that. The white and the rosé, to the old adage, white with white, red with red. That works. It's not always the case, but stick with lighter meats and cuisine with these two wines. This is something for me that I would consume while I'm cooking, and then go into the white with, say, the chicken or that salmon, and then have the red with the heavier meats.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Next time you're grilling, don't forget to pair your fabulous food with some excellent wine and beer. Thanks for watching What's Cooking at Vincent Joe's. That's all the time we have for today. I'm your host, Katie Schmatero, and on behalf of Chef Neil, Ted Ross, and the entire Vincent Joe's Gourmet Market, chin chin.
Chin chin.